You finally saw through them. You started pulling back, and something shifted. The person who was calm and controlled suddenly became something else entirely. Most people are not prepared for what happens next. They think the hard part was recognizing the manipulation. It wasn't. The hard part is what you are about to learn. When a manipulator senses they are losing control over you, they do not simply let go. They escalate, and that escalation follows a pattern that almost nobody talks about. The first thing they do is intensify the charm. Suddenly, they are the person you fell for at the beginning. The warmth returns, the attention returns, the version of them you wanted to believe in returns. This is called love bombing in reverse. It is not affection, it is a recalibration. They are offering you exactly enough to make you question your decision to leave. And it works, because you are not made of stone, because part of you wanted them to be that person all along. That want, that hope, is the weapon they are using against you right now. If the charm does not work, they shift. The second move is to make themselves the victim. Suddenly, they are broken. Suddenly, they cannot cope without you. Suddenly, your leaving is destroying them. You are no longer the person protecting yourself. You are now the person causing harm. That inversion, that reversal of roles is surgical. It is not accidental. It is a move. The third escalation is hoovering, named after the vacuum. They suck you back in using whatever worked before, shared memories, inside jokes, unfinished business, a crisis that requires your help. Every point of emotional connection you ever built with them becomes a potential hook. They know exactly which ones to pull. They have been studying you longer than you realize. If hoovering fails, the mask begins to slip. This is where it gets dangerous. The controlled exterior starts to crack, and what emerges underneath is something closer to the truth of who they are. Rage, cold, calculated rage, dressed as hurt. They may not scream, they may become very quiet, very still, the kind of stillness that makes the air in the room feel different. This is the moment most people capitulate, not because they want to go back, but because that stillness, that cold shift in energy, triggers something ancient in the human nervous system. It feels like threat, because it is. The fourth move is smear campaigns. If they cannot pull you back, they will begin to manage how others see you. Stories will start, reputations will be quietly dismantled, mutual friends will begin hearing a version of events that centers the manipulator as the wounded party. You will not always know this is happening. That is the point. By the time you find out, the narrative is already established. This is why people who leave manipulators often find themselves suddenly isolated from their own support networks. The fifth escalation is manufactured crisis, a sudden emergency, a health scare, a financial collapse, a family situation that only you can help with, something that makes leaving feel unconscionable. Not every crisis is manufactured, but when a crisis appears at the exact moment you begin to pull away, pay attention to the timing. Timing is data. The sixth move is threats, sometimes explicit, more often implicit. A comment about what might happen, a reference to something they know about you, a reminder of how much they know, a suggestion of how much damage they could do if they chose to. This is the manipulation no longer bothering to hide itself. When they move to threats, they are telling you exactly who they are. Believe them this time. Now, here's the thing almost nobody tells you. All of these escalations, the charm, the victimhood, the rage, the smear campaigns, the crises, the threats, they are not signs of strength, they are signs of panic. A manipulator losing control is not powerful, they are desperate. Every escalation is an admission that their usual methods have stopped working. You have become harder to control, and they know it. That knowledge should not make you feel safe, it should make you alert. A desperate manipulator is more dangerous than a comfortable one. The cornered animal does not behave rationally. So what do you do? The first rule is, do not negotiate with the escalation. Every response you give feeds the cycle. Every explanation you offer becomes material. Silence is not cruelty. Silence is strategy. The second rule is document everything. Messages, dates, incidents, what was said and when, not because you were planning a legal battle, though that may come, but because documentation is the antidote to gaslighting. It is proof that what happened, happened. The third rule is tell someone outside the situation. Not to gossip, not to build a case, but because isolation is their greatest tool and visibility is your greatest protection. The more people who know what is happening, the less power the smear campaign has. The fourth rule is expect the cycle to repeat. They will go quiet, you will feel relief, then something will resurface. A message, a mutual contact reaching out on their behalf, a crisis. The cycle does not end because you want it to end. It ends when you stop being a viable target. And you stop being a viable target when engaging with you costs them more than it benefits you. Your job is to make that calculation tip and then hold that line without negotiating. The people who escape manipulators successfully are not the ones who argued better or explained more clearly. They are the ones who became unreachable, not out of anger, out of clarity. You are not dealing with someone who simply has flaws. You are dealing with someone who has built a system around exploiting yours. Recognizing that is not paranoia, it is accuracy. In the next video, we change direction. We stop talking about what they do to you, and we start talking about what you can do about it. Psychological self-defense, the mindset, the moves, and the invisible armor that makes you the hardest person in the room to manipulate. Subscribe now and don't miss it.